Live only on The Zone. Usyk versus Dubois, July 19th. He silenced Britain's best. Usyk, the undisputed king, fighting to keep his crown. But now, the dynamite is ready to explode. Dubois is set to make boxing history. The hopes of a nation on his shoulders. July 19th, here Wembley roar for the heavyweight fight of the year. All the belts are on the line. Usyk versus Dubois 2. Buy now at thezone.com.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFLTV. We're at Box Park here at Wembley. Usyk Dubois, Mr. MIA.
Do you know what?
Where you been?
Do you know what? I've been healing, looking after myself and dealing with family and life. You know what I mean? Life is life, and life is life, and for a lot of people, so, and myself. And I just took a bit of time out, just doing my shows and just had a little time back. But I mean, big fight literally around the corner from where I am, so thought I'd pop down and get active again. But you know, like I just, you know, turn a little bit of a corner, so I'm happy. It's moving financially, things are where they need to be again a little bit. So we're just, you know what I mean, we're just slowly kind of getting back to where we want to be. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. There's a lot to unravel from that answer, but right, a couple of things. First of all, let's talk about, and hopefully I'll catch a word with him tomorrow. I think he's here tomorrow. Dillian, Whyte and Moses Talma. What's your thoughts about Chisora ringing Dillian and telling him not to take this fight? Don't take this fight.
Do you know what? Look, my thing is, I was looking at it like there's a new guard and there's an old guard. You know, the older guard should concentrate on their era of fighters. And there's loads of fights for Dillian. There was John T. Wilder, the trilogy with Derek. There's many fights he could have took, but Dillian, he always does it the hard way, loves to do it the hard way, and that's what he's known for, I guess. So, you know, when obviously the opportunities arose and they were offering him fights, you know, there was probably harder fights on the table, and obviously he probably looked at it, and him and his team, and weighed it up and thought, you know, well, look, they're getting offered more money than any of the other fights there. Obviously the AJ fight would have been ideal, but because of AJ not looking to fight until October, November, whenever, I don't think he wanted to sit out any longer. So he took the best fight was available for the best money. And, you know, I think he's a bit of a nut job, but this is Dillian all over. Look, you know, you know, if you look at it, they've taken a very hard fight also. You know, they've definitely got balls and stills saying, well, they're looking at Dillian Whyte saying he's a yesterday man, and they believe they're catching him at the right time. But Dillian believes obviously this guy is still young, and he's probably going to catch him at the right time and show people he's still got a little bit of miles on the clock left.
Look, what we've seen of Moses Talma at the very young age of 20 years old is that we can kind of see potential in the way they're moving him by even suggesting this fight with Dillian Whyte. And I think it's a bold move from Team Talma, but the reaction I've seen, which I think is mad, that people are writing Dillian off for this fight.
Crazy, yeah.
But I mean, I can understand what they're saying with Talma being the new kid on the block, etc., and where Dillian is.
Dillian of recent, the last couple of performances, they're probably looking at them and they're gauging what Talma's done and Dillian's done, but you know, it's a bit fickle people's minds in terms of what they're looking at. You know, Dillian's tough, he's durable. You know, Talma's fast, speed, he's everything they say, but then obviously he hasn't faced many people, I'd say, that's given him anything of substance back.
Yeah.
There was one guy, I think he went the distance with, was there one guy who was pretty durable, I think, I can't remember. His name was, is it Constant something? Did he fight? Did he go the distance or did he stop him late in that? I can't remember.
He went the distance but broke his hand.
Yeah, but that guy was pretty durable. But I mean, look, when someone's going to be punching back and, you know, able to set out a game plan and things are not going your way, or down the stretch you either become fatigued, you're not as fast, and you're getting hit back, it's going to be a whole different kettle of fish. I mean, championship rounds, you know, a lot of people say Dillian's going to get knocked out in 4 rounds. It's a bit very condescending. But look, do you know what? I get it. He's young, he's hungry, he's, you know, he's fast, and he's stopping people, heavy hitting, southpaw. It's always a remedy for disaster, but obviously he hasn't faced anyone like Dillian Whyte. Not even close to a Dillian Whyte.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And the mad thing about it, if Dillian is to beat ITAUMA, it's the biggest win of Dillian's career.
Absolutely.
Which is crazy to think, isn't it, really? 20 years old and the fights that Dillian's had, would be the biggest win of his career.
It's crazy to write him off, because you know what it is? Because of, what's that bloody guy's name he fought the other day? The little mummy one that was... No, Dillian, who did Dillian face? That was a great win, by the way, against Dempsey.
Tete.
Tete. You know, obviously people were looking at.
You went to school with Tete, innit?
I think, yeah, I'm definitely older than him anyway. So, but what I'm saying is, yeah, it's kind of a weird one because of that one, and obviously, you know, he didn't.
We know what these fights are. Without being disrespectful to the opponents, we know what these fights are. The purpose of just getting him out, etc., etc.
I think it was vital for Dillian because he's still not able to get any rounds under his belt as per se. So that was a good solid 8 rounds. Because ideally, for Dillian, he would have been for him to perform at his ultimate best. He would have been able, if he fought another 2 times, it would have sharpened him. You know, more actual ring time activity. So now he's had to go and spar and learn and do everything in that sense. You know what I mean?
Yes, in El Machi there.
Bad man, did it?
Prize fighter legend El Machi.
But it is what it is. Look, but I mean, you've got the young upstart, and you've got the veteran who's tough as nails, who says, you know, and believes that he's still got a lot to prove, and he's all got it all to do August the 16th.
We shall see. Right, what's your pick for the main event?
Look, it's going to be very, very hard for Daniel Dubois. I don't think he's going to be able to pin him down. I really hope he does be able to pin him down. He looks a bit big. He looks bigger than I've last seen him. He's a big old unit. He's a young guy. He's growing. He's developing. I will be rooting for him. And I can see Usyk's getting a bit old. But listen, he's a wise old fox. He's got the skills. Joshua couldn't do anything. Fury couldn't do anything. I don't know. But none of them had that big old right hand. I'm going to be rooting for Daniel Dubois. But I mean, it's a tall order. But Usyk, let's see if Father Time's caught up with him and he slows down enough for Daniel to catch him with a big solid jab in that right hand.
Has it got to be a case, Dean, of a decline from Usyk tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
For Daniel possibly to catch him at the right time?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because look, he is what he is on the tin. He's the best of our era, the most skillful heavyweight we've seen of our era anyway.
In a very short space of time.
Exactly, so yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, somebody was asking after you there. I don't know what the conversation was. I don't know.
She weren't talking about me, man. I don't know who that was.
She was talking about you.
She weren't getting it, was she?
Do you know what it is? She said, "Is that Jason Derulo?"
What the fuck is going on, man?
She went, "Is that Jason Derulo?"
She's moving crazy, that woman. But anyway,
George Fox there, Big Fox.
Yes.
All right, well, listen, appreciate your time.
Thanks very much. Next week, Saturday, Black Box Global is back at the toe of. Anyone wanted to come down for a great night of action, DM the Black Box page or Dean Whyte on Instagram. And yeah, we've got a stat card, 10, 11 fights. Hit us up, man. It's all good, baby.
Sweet. Dean, thank you very much. All right? What's up, man? Thank you very much.
Live only on The Zone. He silenced Britain's best. Usyk, the Brit breaker. But now, the dynamite is ready to explode. One night, one shot, and undisputed. Usyk versus Dubois 2. July 19th. Buy now at thezone.com/boxing.